Hey everybody, this is Paul from Screenwriting Scribe. Today we're going to take a look at one of the most asked about videos for me to make, which is what do I think about Story Architect? Can you give me some details about Story Architect? I've had a lot of people ask me about that. What do I think about Story Architect? Well, if you're wondering, Story Architect is actually from the creators of Kit Scenarist. And you've seen that I do a lot of Kit Scenarist videos on my channel. I'm actually one of the, if you Google this Kit Scenarist and ask questions, a lot of times you'll come to my videos and stuff like that. So this is from the creators of that. And so we're going to take a look at, this is sort of the next evolution of Kit Scenarist. Now this can be a paid version, though it doesn't have to be a paid version. And I will show you what it can include if you just want to do the free version. Well, to begin with, I just downloaded the software and I brought it up. And this is the screen that you'll come to. You start with this quote from Ray Bradbury, just writing every day of your life, repeat intensely, then see what happens. Most of my friends who are put on that diet have a very pleasant careers. So the first thing I'm going to do is we just look at the page here. A couple different things. You can create a story. We can jump right into that. We can open a story or the user guide. Now, if we click on user guide real quick, I'm going to have it take us to the Story Architect page. To the help page, and there's some very helpful things here. One of the things that I find really helpful, at least the way that the creators of Kit Scenarist as well as Stark do, they tend to do a really good job of creating help menus or frequently asked questions. They do a great job of answering as many as possible and just posting them for people to see. Now, the one thing I've noticed about Kit Scenarist in terms of having people write questions, they don't do a very good job of cataloging the responses. So a lot of times when people ask me questions and I don't know off the top of my head, I go through their frequently asked questions thing, and sometimes it can take quite a while to find the exact question being referenced, or I should say the direct question as well as a direct answer from the creators. So that's something to keep in mind when you go through this. They do a great job of asking or answering questions, and the other thing too is I can't say enough how easy it is to contact the folks at Story Architect. They're really good about getting back to you. For this particular review, I asked them about getting a review copy, and I'll show you how you could actually get a free copy for 30 days of the pro version, which is what they showed me how to do. And they got back to me within 24 hours. So the communication has been good so far. So as we look at the help section, it tells you how to install Story Architect on your Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and even Chrome OS computer. So you can see that Story Architect, it can be used across multiple different computers, which I think is a great thing. And it tells you how to activate the advanced version, the Pro and the Cloud. Some other fun things I thought were interesting. It shows you how to create a movie poster in 5 minutes. It's got a log line generator, how to create a custom application theme, how to add a character photo, and how to organize work with multi-episodes projects, how to write double dialogues, and how to save projects in the cloud and invite collaborators. So I mean, there's already these things that they have on their help menu, which I find very helpful. So as you begin to dive into Story Architect, know that it's easy to talk to the developers. As always, I'm always available for questions too. Let me know, and I'm always happy to find and track down those answers for you as well too. But know that developers are really about answering your questions, that there's help pages like this that are good at finding information, and just reaching out to them is good too. And so like I said, on first, as we look at through just with the people that help support you through using Story Architect, it's pretty nice. Okay, so that brings us back to the dashboard. And one of the things I wanted to do was show you how to get a free Pro license for 30 days. So you can try out the Pro features to see if that's something you want to buy. Before we get too invested into that though, let's take a look at all the different versions that you can potentially buy or get for free through Story Architect. So I'm going to pull that up for you right now. So here's the pricing for Story Architect. So let's take a look first at the free version. So the free version, there's a number of nice things about this. It has unlimited number of projects, unlimited number of documents per project. There's a cover generator, folders, text documents, session statistics. You get basic information for your characters, locations, and worlds. So here's the other cool thing. This is Story Architect is more than just a screenwriting program. It's also used for comics. It's used for audio dramas, stage plays, and novels. And so you can definitely see, just with the free version, how much you get to use. There's, like I said, you can use logline, synopsis. You can do a title page. You can do the script, import and export. And just the other little basic stuff is you can get a free, you get free basic information about the characters. Now, at this particular point in time, you can see it costs $120 for a lifetime license for using Story Architect. And so the neat thing about that is it's less than Final Draft, though it is more expensive than Fade In Pro. So the other interesting thing too is think of it's about 2 years worth of using Arc Studio Pro, if you're going to use that as well too. So you can sort of see it lands not as the most expensive software, but it's also not the most inexpensive software. And for what it does, it's so if we compare it to Fade In Pro is basically just for screenplays. Here you can use Story Architect for a lot more than that. So that's something to keep in mind as you think about using this particular product. So as we think about the lifetime goal, or the lifetime amount it costs to have this, the one thing to keep in mind as well too is this is a lifetime price. Once you buy this, any other updates will be free. So that's cheaper than Final Draft, because Final Draft you always have to pay for the updates. And I think they are really trying to muscle in on Final Draft and make this a lot better product than Final Draft is. And so but the cool thing about this again too is if you want to write a comic book, if you want to write a novel, you can use the same software. Final Draft, you're stuck with just writing screenplays, or Fade In Pro, or I think Arc Studio Pro, you can do some other stuff. I'll have to remember. But yeah, so you can definitely see, and the $120, now that price has gone up. And I'm assuming this price, as they keep refining the software, I'm imagining this price is going to go up even more, because $120 is actually fairly cheap for all these different things that they're planning on putting in place. So as you can see here too, so with the Pro membership, which I'll show you here in just a little bit, how to get that for free for 30 days. You can see they have character relationships. You have extended info, dialogues from all over stories. You can see the location maps. You have extended information about the locations. With screenplays, you do get a corkboard and extended statistics. In some sense, the free version of this, if you don't have a corkboard, that's sort of the carrot. I mean, that's not the carrot that's going to make you spend $120, but it just sort of shows you how more bare basic Story Architect is going to be with their free version. If you remember the free version of Kit Scenarist, there is a corkboard that you can use. There is extended statistics. Some people really like statistics. To me, it's okay. I don't really worry about them too much. Stuff they have planned going forward is they're going to do mind maps, image editor, web page links, a beat editor, and a timeline. For comics, they're going to do panel and page visual editor, and for novels, a beats editor as well as a timeline. Now, there is one additional thing that you can get with Story Architect, which is the cloud version. It's got everything from the Pro version. You can, if you want to use more than one sort of device. So it looks like to me that the Pro version, you're basically going to be stuck to one thing, while the cloud version, you have the ability to put it on different types of machines. You have real-time collaboration, which you do not get with the Pro version. You do get 5 gigabytes of cloud storage, which is more than enough. You get a script breakdown for 2023. For screenplay, they have showrunner tools, which will be pretty cool, page number locking, and storyboarding. So, and that is $667 build monthly for an annual fee. And you get to save 20% when you have the Pro lifetime fee. So I mean, it's not horrendously expensive if you want the cloud version, but it does put behind some stuff behind a paywall. So if you buy the lifetime version, you're not going to have the ability to do everything. The other thing with the Pro version, you don't get unlimited access to their AI tool. I believe you get a certain amount of credits towards their AI tool, but you do not get unlimited use of the AI tool. And we'll talk about that here a little bit when we click into that. So if you want to take a look at how to get to having a free 30-day trial of the Pro membership, and you can also do the same thing with the cloud membership as well too. So we simply go to the caret. At the caret, we just simply scroll down on the screen. We look for the Pro version, and we can buy a lifetime. We can upgrade to cloud. We can revert back to the old stuff. So right at the Pro version is where you can say you want to try it for 30 days. And I have a trial going on through November 9th of 2023. And so I can buy a lifetime. I can renew, any type of stuff like that. So credits for the AI again with the free version, which I'm not entirely sure. I think you need. They haven't really spelled this out too well. There's been a couple different updates since the last time I looked, and I don't know if those 2 credits are available are renewable every month. I want to say they were last time I looked at the plan, and it looks like since I'm using the Pro version, maybe if I buy the lifetime version, I'll get more credits. I'll have to, if I do buy the lifetime, I'll have to let you know. But 2 credits gives you about 2,000 words, which it's basically 1,000 words per credit. And we'll look a little bit more into that when we take a look at using the AI tool. So, all right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our first story. So we just hit create story. So I'm going to create a screenplay. And if you might, depending on what you're going to click, what you want, you need to use the little arrow here, and that'll help you use, pick whatever you want to do. If you want to do a novel, a comic book, whatever you want. And we're going to do the ham sandwich mystery. Okay. See if I can spell correctly. There we go, the ham sandwich mystery. And you can see here, so right now this story will be saved on my local computer. If we want it in the cloud, we need to subscribe to the cloud version. So we're going to create that. So as we look at the beginning of our document, the neat thing is we can add a cover, and I'm going to just use that. So I'm just going to click cover. So I've selected a document. So this is my logo for YouTube. I think it's cool. I made that on Midjourney. Let's see if I can expand it a little bit there so you can see a little bit of the pencil coming out of the keyboard. So I'm going to hit select, and there we go. So the cover has been changed to this part of the image that I put down there. So I want to do a short description. I can write a short description if I want. I can do a tagline, long line, or something similar. I'm just going to say, can John find the sandwich? Okay. I'm just making up whatever just to get us along. So there we go with that. So then there's a couple of different things. You can do a title page. So you can change any of this information you want. You can write whatever you want in here. You can do a synopsis if you want to write a synopsis out. If you want to do a treatment, you can write a treatment. If you want to start the actual screenplay, you can do that. Before we get too far into it, the first thing we need to do is make sure that the spell check is enabled. And so to do that, we go back to the 3 little bars. We go down to application setting at the bottom of the screen. And then we basically look to make sure spell checking is on. So that's in the text editing phase here. And the other thing you need to do is you need to enable the correct spelling dictionary. We want English, United States. So that's important to do as well too. So this needs to be selected, or else when you're typing, your words will not be auto-corrected. So, and here's other stuff in here you can change as well too. You can change the user interface. You can change the save changes and backups. You can do text editing, or text editing, and the different components you can go through and customize those. So there we go with that. So the next thing that we can do, so here's the other things as we look up here at the top here as we look at screenplay. So this is our screenplay. This is our cards. And this is the breakdown of what's going on. So just to show you how easy it is to use this, so scene heading, I'm going to put in I'm going to capitalize woman. So the other thing too is when you're using this software, I found using, at least with my mouse, that if I don't scan or click a little above the line, it's going to not register it being on the line. So a lot of times if I hit, like if I'm right here, like I'm trying to, it's been, I should say it's intermittent now because it looks like some of the time it is hitting the right stuff. But I was noticing that a little while I had to go a little above the line, and that seems to get me into the right place. So just, you might have to work with that a little bit more. So what I'm going to do here next is I'm going to hit return, and I'm going to hit tab, and that automatically gives us to the character, and then we simply hit return to do dialogue. Actually, to make it easier, let's do parentheticals, because I just want to make sure that I can show you how to do that. And then back to dialogue. Okay. All right, so since we started typing it, you'll notice that two things have shown up on the, so there's two other brackets that come up. So let's put those carrots down, and then so we just click on locations, day, oops, let me fix that. I had them switched around. House, day, perfect, okay. All right, so let's see if it saves that. Exterior house day. Okay. So if I go back here, oh, didn't have it right. So the name should be house. Okay, so there we go. And then you can do different things. It's undefined. So is that a primary location? Is it a secondary location? Is it a tertiary location? Apply changes. Yes. Perfect. So then with this, as you look through here, you can do a one-sentence description about the house. You can have a longer description about a house. You can add a photo of the house. You can add all sorts of the 5 senses. You have geographical information. You have background history. So all the stuff that would make this location, to flesh out this location in your mind, you're able to do that here. If we take a look at the woman, very much similar to the same thing. We can add a photo of her if there's a particular photo that we want. So there's a lot of different things that we can talk about the woman. There's her story. I think if we just click on the little arrow here, you can see there's a story about her, so that which will talk about her long-term and short-term goals, her initial beliefs, any change beliefs. You can look at personal information like her ethnicity, family, and race, her physique. You can write how she looks. And it has everything. I mean, it's just not eye color and face color. It's like face shape, distinguishing features, posture, other physical appearance stuff. So they add a lot of pieces here with this pro version. So life, we talk about skills. How are those skills developed? Incompetencies. You know, what are those things that she's weak at or not good at, or where there's weakness, but what is she incompetent doing? Speech, dress. I mean, there's a lot of different things that talk about this character. It really does a good job of rounding out these particular characters. If you want to, you don't have to do this for everybody, but you have the option to do it to create a lot more rounded character. You have attitude, and you also have a biography as well too. So you can really, if you want, do a good job of just going through and talking about this person, really defining that character. I know a lot of times people have a hard time sort of guessing who that character is, but this really walks you through different things about the character. Here you'll see up at the top here, which is an AI assistant. So again, if I click on that, the AI assistant is used for rephrasing, for expanding, for shortening, is for inserting, summarizing, translating, and generating. And again, you have 2,000 words available, and so you can basically highlight something and ask it to rephrase it. So we'll do that when we get back to the main part of the text. So let's go back down to screenplay. Let's use this, and we're going to have it rephrase. Yeah, there we go. Okay, rephrase in the style of a dark comedy. We'll try that. Okay, so we'll see if we can rephrase that. So it's got 16 words. So the rephrased text is in a realm of dark comedy. A troubled woman occupies a spot by the roadside, her face etched with concern as she meticulously surveys the bustling street. Okay. So yeah. So I mean, so that's how you can rephrase it. So, and I can insert it. Perfect. Easy as that. And I just click on the element to get away from it. So again, as we look at our different things up top, this is to undo the last action or redo the last action. This shows beats headings. Again, this shows us what we're currently working on in the paragraph. This shows the fast format panel. Again, search the text, enable review mode, and the last one, enable structure items isolation mode. So it's really fairly easy to use. Again, you can look at statistics. So it shows you how long we've been working on it for, how many pages, how many words, characters with or without spaces. The neat thing, like I said, if you're a statistics geek, this is wonderful stuff to look at. So, all right, one of the things I want to do before I get done here is I want to see how good it is about importing stuff. Okay, so I just imported a new screenplay, and this is what the screenplay came over as. And you can sort of see, we'll take a look at this screenplay, and we can look at the statistics for this screenplay. It tells you how many pages, what the duration is, how many characters it has, how many scenes it has. So I basically just added this as a document into this particular, it's a separate screenplay that I'm working on. And I mean, I could delete this one and move on to there, but you can sort of see the difference. And it looks like it was able to bring over, the story looks like it's in perfect final draft format. So it looks like it's good. So one important thing with Story Architect is that it can bring your final draft stories easily into the program, so you can edit them and stuff like that. So that was good to know. All right, so the end of my initial thoughts are, I'm really pretty excited about Story Architect. It's really about building your characters and your story. It gives you a lot of good tools to work with, and it's fairly inexpensive. If you want to even do it by month, you can see how inexpensive the prices were. If you want to buy it for a lifetime, which it's not as inexpensive as Fade In Pro, which is I think about $80. This is a lot, but this has more application to it. You can do comic books, you can do novels and that type of things, which you can't do at Fade In Pro. Plus, like Fade In Pro, you're going to have free lifetime updates, which you would have to pay with Final Draft. So if you like Kit Scenarist, if you don't mind paying some money for this, I think you're getting a very solid program. I think you get sort of that next level of what Kit Scenarist could be. Well, until the next video, live well and write well.